Hi again, this is Matthew Peach. I'm the editor of optics.org, the news website for the photonics industry. And this is another webinar in our series introducing participants at Photonex+Vacuum Technologies, which takes place in Glasgow, 28th to 30th of September, just a few weeks away. I'm joined today by Dr. Shayz Ikram, who is Director of Quantum Design. And he is one of the exhibitors at the forthcoming event, and he will also be describing his company's talk at the event. So welcome to the webinar, Shayz. Perhaps you can give us a little intro to the company Quantum Design, what your main functions are, and what people can expect to see when they come to Glasgow.
Yeah, hi, thanks Matthew for the introduction. Yeah, my name is Dr. Shayz Ikram, and I'm the technical director here at Quantum Design UK and Ireland. A little bit about Quantum Design. We're a laboratory equipment manufacturer, but we also distribute scientific and industrial instrumentation globally through an international network, and it's called Quantum Design International. This has subsidiaries in every major technological center around the world. So, you know, France, Asia, Germany, Brazil, anywhere there's a major science hub, we'll have an office there. The Quantum Design UK and Ireland office, it's based in Leatherhead in Surrey. There we've got a distribution warehouse for sending out smaller instrumentation, but we also have the Quantum Design Service Centre facility for servicing of our capital equipment. We specialize in advanced scientific instruments for research in academic institutions and R&D departments, and also for company laboratories across UK and Ireland. QD UKI, as we call ourselves, we're successful in distributing scientific products because we've got over 30 years experience in manufacturing and distributing our own industrial leading instrumentation, which is really involved in characterization of materials and in physical property and magnetic property measurements.
Okay.
Also, you know, we also do obviously a range of distribution instrumentation, things like ellipsometry, electron microscopy, cryogenics, you know, low temperature sensors and cryostats and things. Obviously, the material characterization in terms of vibrating sample magnetometry, optics, and infrared and other imaging cameras in terms of hyperspectral, and also we have some magnetometry measurement instrumentation as well.
Wow, that's quite a range of products you're working with. And when people come to your booth at Photonex+Vacuum Technologies, what are going to be some of the highlights on show? And maybe you could give us 2 or 3 examples of some of the, if you like, recent products that you've been developing or distributing, and what you would consider to be your most sort of interesting developments.
Yeah, so I was actually involved with infrared cameras for a long while, and actually my background's in low light level spectroscopy and imaging, based in, as I said, did my PhD in Belfast, and they produce, the company that we work with is called Raptor Photonics. They're actually spin out from Northern Ireland. They're based out in Northern Ireland in Larne, and essentially they make near infrared and also low light level, what we call EMCCD and near infrared detector CCD cameras. And what we'll be showing on the stand is the latest dual sort of visible and shortwave OWL cameras that they have. And these have been award winning, and hopefully we'll like to give that opportunity for people to have a look at it. We'll have a factory-trained engineer from Raptor present on the booth, as well as our own engineer, Dr. Luke Nichols, and we're more than happy to discuss any application researchers have in mind. I mean, some of the examples these cameras are used for, just to, excuse me, just for clarity of the applications, they can be used in fluorescence imaging, in beam profiling, microscopy, Raman and micro-PHEL, low light level astronomy and machine vision, and also in food sorting in the agriculture industry.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. And just to take one detail out of your company name, Quantum, are you or your clients involved in the rapidly emerging field of quantum technologies? Obviously, there's a lot of crossover here with photonics and quantum. If so, what are your connections with the new quantum industry?
Yes, that's a great question. That in obviously the opportunity that we have to exhibit in Photonex, we've concentrated on the more imaging aspects of our business in terms of the cameras and in terms of hyperspectral imaging and also in infrared imaging is the three products or ranges that we're going to present. But in terms of the quantum side, actually we're very much involved in low temperature physics. And obviously in quantum, the latest quantum sort of hub and technology that are out there is all about things like in terms of using light as the carrier rather than electrons as a carrier of information or data. So we are involved with a company called Montana Instruments. We make low temperature cryostats, which a lot of people use for their, if you like, to develop quantum entanglement kind of switches and things like that. And so it's very much used in those areas in terms of the research.
Okay, that's very interesting. Thank you for that. You mentioned earlier that your company will also be making a presentation at Photonex. I believe it's one of your colleagues. So perhaps you could give us a quick heads up on what this person will be describing in the presentation.
Yeah, I think Dr. Luke Nichols will be presenting, or one of the colleagues from Raptor, as far as I understand, and hopefully they'll be presenting to the audience the latest in terms of the developments going on in near infrared. And what I mean by that is the wavelength ranges between 1,000 nanometers and 1,700 nanometers in terms of the wavelength range of light. But really it's about the applications and also the improvements within detector and camera technology to be able to see very, very small photon emissions from all sorts of sources, like quantum darts to very, very small stars in the distant galaxies that we have. Fluorescence imaging seems to be another area that a lot of people are now using dyes that are actually not just in the visible in terms of their emissions, but also in the near infrared, and that's another area we're seeing a lot of people doing some work on.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I'll put that on my list of things to come and visit, which is already getting longer with each of these webinars. Talking about how business has been going over the last 18 months, there's been a big change in Photonex and Vacuum Technologies, as you probably know. The new owner of the event, SPIE, the International Society for Photonics and Instrumentation Engineers, which is also the owner of optics.org, has reorganized the event. So now we have the Glasgow event alternating with a new event at the NEC in Birmingham from next year. And obviously the reason for the cancellation of last year's event was the pandemic restricting everybody's movement. So we're all looking forward to meeting up with colleagues again and perhaps encountering some new business potential from visitors to events like Photonex. How have things gone for your company, Quantum Design, over the last 18 months, and are you particularly looking forward to meeting people in person when we get back together later this month?
Oh no, I mean, we can't wait, to be honest. We're so excited because, as you can imagine, it's been great doing virtual meetings, which, thank God that given the technology we have now, we can do that. But I think after, nearly 1.5 years of being online, I think we're all ready to go out and hug each other and meet face to face, because it's been quite frustrating, as you can imagine, trying to show people how to use equipment through a virtual mode when actually we want to be in labs pressing buttons and show and doing physical actions and talking about the research that people are doing, which we're obviously quite passionate about and we love as a company. So in one way, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be sad to see the virtual meetings go, but obviously, we can't wait to be physical again, that's for sure.
Great. Well, we will look forward to meeting you in person in Glasgow in a couple of weeks. And thank you very much for telling us about your exhibition design and also your talk that your colleague will be making. We will be all there at the end of this month, and I'd like to thank once more again Dr. Shayz Ikram from Quantum Design. I've been Matthew Peach from Optics.org, and we look forward to seeing you in Glasgow. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Matthew. And as I say, we've been going for over 20 years, so we're really looking forward to being a physical part of your SPA organisation in terms of the show. Thank you.
Thank you.